fresh recording there. So yeah, when we get closer to Christmas and New Year's, we'll do a few back tests where we'll go through each year, right? And we'll look at what happened on New Year's, what happened on Christmas. I feel like doing that, anything in back testing, right? I feel like doing that is what lets us, if you know your history, you know where you're coming from. If you study history, you'll see what continues to repeat. But what I've seen during holiday seasons, during elections, is a lot of induction, of course, a lot of inflation, put it in terms of Forexian structure, a lot of second leg M's, second leg W's. So we might see something like that. Dollar, let's just take a look here briefly. Having a bit of rough time trying to keep it all together. Finio said, I hope everything's okay, fam. If you need something, just, hit me up. That's what we're here for. But yeah, dollar's just been, straight tanking. Did you see what I'm saying on the daily, how I just see like a big ass M, But this is a daily M. And we know the market's a multifractal, of course, like we always speak of. So yeah, I'm thinking we're definitely going to continue down on this. Yet, like if y'all look at what happened today, you see, now we're on the 15-minute. Who all in here got into dollar buys? I know Edgar did. I saw you had a fire trade on GU. Anyone else get into some dollar buys today? What's up, Chims? Welcome to the room, family. We got our NAS 100 correspondent in the room, in the building. But definitely got some sellers got trapped here, man. Like, let's see, let's check in the chat. Okay, so Finio, you got in an EU and AU. Okay, those should be solid moves. Hope everything, maybe, those moves will help you bounce back. I don't know what you're going through, but if it's trade related, just know, don't let one individual trade affect you, like keeping that risk right. Don't even let those getting stopped out do a damn thing to you, it is just part of it. Jorge, you holding GU, do you think it continue dropping to close that gap? Shit, I don't know, but we'll take a look here momentarily, okay? We'll go through pairs. That's what I wanted to do today, just go through pairs. Oh, okay, not even trade related. Yeah, just hit me up. I'm here to talk it. If you want to talk about your relationship, whatever, bro, like, fam, because those things in our life can affect our trading at the end of the day. And, it ain't just about performing good as a trader. It's deeper than that, but you definitely want to, keep your life in order. And if you feel you need to just chill on the charts right now because you're going through stuff, do it. I'm telling you, it's nothing worse than just letting your emotions get to you and then it affecting your business, right? We don't want to let our money get messed up by our emotions. Yeah, of course you can message me after this for sure. Chims was saying that gold is setting up for a big sell. There's an obvious bias trap. All right, we'll take a look at that, Chims. I'll unmute you when we get there too, if you're down with that. Okay, but yeah, give me one moment, guys. All right, thank you. So let's see. Perfect. Okay, we'll have you look at gold with me. So let's just kind of take a look at our indexes for a bit. Like I said, if you did get in on some dollar buys, I speculate we are going to have some type of reversal right now. like I was saying, I don't just say like we're gonna go like, I don't say we're gonna go like up here, right? Like I don't know, but what I can tell you is sellers appear to be trapped, right? Or like we like to say, that liquidity was down there, and now we kind of shifted against, right? So when this happens to me, I see two potential areas where price may rework to accumulate liquidity and do its move. So, we could always come back here to this area that it kind of bounced off of, and we can continue to play off of here. We can trap more sellers. We could do all that, right? Or what can happen is I look at where are the areas that are surrounding where price is, where price may be attracted to, where it can compile some liquidity. So the next area I could see is potentially here, right? And this is what I would love to see, because there's a few things that are happening here. One would be, well, let's just say it's four things. One, we've been super bearish all this time. So we might speculate that people have started to sell, right? They get the picture, it starts to sell. Now, as a Forex trader, when you see this type of behavior here, that should be your kind of like your red flag, your alarm bell should go off, right? You should say, okay, we're ranging, right? We are ranging. That should be pretty clear. And once the pair is overextended, or the currency is overextended, we will see this, because the market maker needs to stack that liquidity, right? It's not just going to keep dropping necessarily. So we're in this range, and then in this range, you do got to be careful, right? If you want to scalp the range, go for it. But I just say usually chill. So, right, first element is we're down. I like that. Second, we broke out of this support. And we'll go through this step by step today. We'll take our time today with this, especially because not everyone, knows the traps like we do or sees it. So like, let's go through it. So prices here, we are speculating. People are buying off of this, even though we're in the seller's market. Trend line taps to the downside there. Speculate, people selling off that. So we get a range of buyers and sellers. Now, what I call in my signature, right? What I like to see is multiple traps to traders, multiple reasons for traders to go one way to allow me to go the other way. So first would be these sells, right? They sell here. Well, first would be, okay, we've been just selling, right? Now we got these sells here at this top, people to sell off this, but then we could get some buy liquidity down there, which, people will buy off that, stop loss below. And now gets taken out, turns those buyers to sellers, right? Stopping them out. Not only that, we bring in some breakout traders who will enter once this area is broken. So this may be their confirmation to sell even, right? Get their ECR maybe. So we already have three reasons for people to sell. Now, just because it's selling, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm a sell, right? So what I like to see, if you know me, I'm a momentum trader. I trade ECRs, like I learned with Brandon. Now, just because I'm a momentum trader doesn't mean I'm restricted to one time frame or one particular type of move. No, what I always preach is understanding the true nature of the market, that it is a multifractal, that it is a sine wave. And not just that, but also breaking down the banker's algorithm. The banks use specific algorithms in order to trap liquidity, in order to move the market. And do I have access to their terminal? No. Do I have access to their manual? No. But what I do have is the ability to backtest. I'm able to look at the market data, right? Look at market data from the past, and essentially the banks, the market maker, they're gonna leave their footprints on the charts. Now, it's almost like we're in the shadows, right? I like to use the Plato's cave allegory as that example, where you have the flame and you see the shadows on the wall, but you don't actually see the actual objects. And that's kind of how it is as a retail trader with not having access to exactly what the banks are doing. But we can deduce a lot from those shadows, from this data. So that's why I'm focused on that multifractal nature. So I trade a little different than people. I will scalp lower time frames, but I am essentially looking for some type of, move, accumulation, move, sorry. So I'm looking for, like, let's say, and this doesn't matter, it could be a trend breakout, it can be a trend continuation, but what I want to see is some type of stop hunt, momentum, accumulation, micro stop hunt. And these are the moves I want to take, right? And this could be a reversal, or this could be a breakout trend line continuation. It doesn't matter for me. It matters for me, but that it's not like I'm restricted to one. And all right, so let me kind of like not go all over the place. Let's bring it back to what I was saying. Now, what I will, come on, bear with me. Okay, my fault, y'all. So now for me to get even more confluence on the move, right? Because for me, I don't want to just try to catch it, down here, right? What do I always say? I say, wait for that shift. So shift candle there. At this point, session is over. I don't even see an area where a new micro trap could take place, so there wouldn't be any move currently. But what if price went up here? All right, now we're getting to where I wanted to get. And what will we speculate traders will do if price were to come back here? Let's see it in the chat. Sell. Yeah, facts, Mateus, sell. So this would actually be where I would look to buy a massive move like this, right? Because, come on. All right, alerts are just annoying me today. Because once we get here, we have another reason for traders to sell. But not only that, it would mean that traders were trapped down here. We've been selling forever. And then most importantly for now, I have the momentum I want to enter the move, because I get asked a lot, like, how do you know it's the reversal? How do you know that they're about to flip the market? And the plain and simple, I don't know, right? I don't. So what I'll do is wait for the momentum and then wait for price to go to another potential trap area. Now, what I would do here is wait for some type of, micro retest. My EMAs would be crossed. I would get in. That's an ugly cross, but stop loss there. Take profit could be, you could even have a take profit here, right? And it doesn't matter, right? You just want to make sure you're at least getting your money's worth, meaning at least like a 1-to-1. But you would speculate price would at least come back there if we're going to reverse, right? But usually it's going to keep going. Now, like I said, will it keep going to the moon? I don't know. I don't know that, right? Because the market maker uses trend lines and it uses these zones differently. They're not real things. They're just human expectations and, a way to build up money for these moves. So in my back test, in my experience, two things can happen at these areas, right? So generally we're going to break out of this area because what do we say? We have the trap sellers. We're showing the momentum. We're back at an area potentially where sellers will be trapped. And let's just add on this little zone here. Okay. So, and that's kind of what I deem trap zone, right? Because generally we'll see some type of support resistance area being worked as well. And that's what I like to see, 2 or more reasons for people to sell. All right, so as far as where the move could go, where's your take profit? Do you expect huge reversal? No, yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, I don't know, right? But I will manage my position properly, right? You know, and I like to trail, so I can go with the market. And then that allows me to not try to predict everything it does. Because 2 things can happen. It can break out, and what that will do is buyers will jump on board. There are people who will buy if this trend line is broken out of, right? So it can get buyers on board, and we can just continue right on down. And then that could be the real move, as you like to call it. So your job as a trader, find what move you like, find what move you want to get in, focus on that move, lock in, or lock in on a specific pair, try to stock it, catch multiple moves, catch the buy in, catch the sell. It's really up to you how you want to finesse it as a trader, how you want to approach things. But you need to have some type of plan, some type of trade idea. It's going to require creativity. So you're just going to need to really, manage how you get into these moves. So I guess what I want to conclude with this example is, and why I introduce so many variables, because one, I think it's a great example, right? Like, I want to give these live examples where we're going through stuff in the world, right? We had election, we got holidays. Today is a new moon. Don't forget it's a new moon. So what do those moons do a lot? Human emotions at all-time high. I even got rain in California this morning, right? It will allow the market maker to just do their moves with more ease. People are going to be even more emotional, So just more things to take into account on this. All right, let's go ahead and check our chat. How do we identify the buy? Ugly cross, shut up. Thanks, bro. Yes, stock it. That sounds crazy. Yeah, we are crazy what we doing. So I hope you kind of got what I was saying. If how we identify the buy is to just kind of wait for that shift out of the area. Here, let's delete everything. Let's kind of just back test a little. See, it's hard for me to identify buys on here because this thing been tanking, right? Since, like, really, you're not looking for buys on this, but here, maybe this will kind of be like an example of what's going on right now. Okay, so sellers get trapped down here, right? And then we shift. And we get some type of retest entries here, not allowing these traders out. People who sold here, shifted against them, hit their stop losses. Maybe some didn't use a stop loss and they're still in, danger of margin call. And, the market maker just leaves them in limbo. So, you wait for that shift. And then price come back to this trend line area, like I was saying. So this could be something like similar, like how I was showing on DXY right now, how I would like it to maybe come back to a trend line, show that daily structure induction, like this hourly candle is nice. And, get in somewhere like there, like a very safe entry. Stop loss go below here. You speculate they're not going to go back down here to let these traders out. and my entry is kind of based on this previous trap structure that's set up. So is that clear? Does that make sense? Like how I'm showing this example right now and how it can correlate to what's happening in the past in this example. Mike V was saying that the electoral college cast is today, potential unexpected move. Okay. All right, cool. So we all get that. And from there, guys, you know, we can continue to look for retests. Like these are those candles you can get in on. So the entry part, it gets easier when you have your rule set, but you need some type of setup in order to enter you into the move, right? I guess what I'm saying is your trading is going to be more than simply your entry method. And I want y'all to be clear on that. And you can use these micro traps in hand with your entry. And that's what I'm trying to articulate, guys. Like how price came back to this area. I'll draw the trend line one more time. And the reason I think it's so dope the way I trade and how I do it is because I can let the market, you know, give me some type of consensus on what's going to happen with the current momentum. But then I can use like the current traps to have traders going the other way. Because for me, I want a low drawdown entry. I don't want to try to just catch the move, and I want confirmation on my move. So I don't want to try to catch a reversal. I want to catch those nice retests. And it's not just that I'm buying a retest just because it's a retest. The reason I'm buying the retest is because it was likely an area where, you know, traders may have thought it was reversing. Price was coming back to knock out people who got it right, but you know, maybe their stop loss is pretty tight, those type of things. Okay, let's check the chat. We're gonna go through the pairs now. All right, so thank you, Edgar. Yeah, Edgar was saying if you haven't got my book, go ahead and grab it. Definitely recommend it. We really go in depth on these concepts. Like it's a heavy writing, right? It's a heavy book because we're talking, you know, like the true nature of the market. But I really think it's worth studying it because once you get like that deeper understanding of what the actual market is and what it's comprised of, how it moves, it starts to take away from that mystery in the market, that I don't know what's going on, that helplessness, that randomness. Like we know the outcomes will be random based on, you know, human behavior, liquidity, because, you know, the market is living, breathing, but we can understand, you know, maybe why a move didn't work out. We can take our creative trade ideas with some type of confidence, with increasing the probability at the end of the day. And I'll continue to show y'all examples. I'll continue to preach it, but I'm telling you, just understanding that the market is a multifractal and a sine wave, and that the banks have an algorithm. Those 3 points can take you so far, right? Especially if you're a trap trader, like a lot of us. All right, so let's peruse our indexes. I like that word, peruse. I'm just playing. I appreciate the endorsement though. Yeah. For the book as well, yeah, it's just right here, Winlife signature. You know, just add it to your cart. We do have the code. I'll put it real quick. Gotta remember to plug my work, right? Forexia, exclamation point. Use that when you order the book to get the 30% off, right? All right, so looking at EXY. Okay. So Mike was saying that, oh, thanks, Edgar. Mike was saying he thinks EU is creating resistance. Hey, I was already seeing that at 1.218. GU gapped up. All in all, he thinks dollar can go down or continue sideways while they manipulate the other currencies. Okay, I like that. I like that. So let's continue to look at the other currencies. So LO and Mike, that could make sense based on how we kind of looked at the DXY, and that first way I was saying it could kind of play out like just sideways action work in that area. So off the rip, I see this area up here where it looked like price is already attracted to. Um, Zoom out more, could even go up there, right? But we've been bearish. I mean, we've been bullish on this currency for a while now. Um, we were calling the buys here. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. We called the buys here in the summer or in the spring, sorry. And then we called the buys here. Y'all can go watch the footage. And we called the buys here. And then so yeah, like I think that this currency is still bullish for sure. And when I do look at something like I'm not trying to draw traps on the indexes, but just looking at how the currency moved and accumulated, to me that definitely looks like accumulation induction phase. A sell-off, if you want to call it that. Very interesting how this was the low. We didn't approach this low. So we still made a new high, I guess you could say, in a grand scheme. Now, those are those areas where you can get in right there. Came to another area where get in there. So yeah, I definitely think this currency will continue to buy up. Obviously, we've had some bullish activity over the last week here. So we could get some type of pullback, right? Like Mike noted, this can be that resistance being created. Okay, let me see. Okay, Mike, you want to get unmuted, bro? Mike was saying that he thinks DXY will go up to 91.1 and before it continues down. Okay, let's cycle back real quick. 91.1. Okay, so you're saying it can just kind of come back here. Yeah, or maybe it even come up there and gut it, and like I say, like, just that's really the move I do like to take if that were to occur. Because we're going with the overall direction of the market. We got the sellers just getting on board. We get to this area where we're, people have sold, like we said. So it would make sense that sellers are trapped, trend line breakout, continuation. So I actually like really agree with what you're saying, Mike. But even with knowing that knowledge, I could potentially look to buy the index, even knowing it's an induction, but that would be a big induction, right? And I like the mindset that everything is induction. If I know what the trap is doing, I will trade it. All right, cool. I'm gonna unmute you. Awesome. Let's unmute you. Hello, can you hear me? Yo, Mike. Mike V. Mike V. Mike Vic. All right, he got some technical difficulties, so he'll be here soon. All right, so we'll go back to that when he is here. So that's kind of our bias, my bias on DXY, EXY, what we could potentially look for. No way we're gonna do every pair because I go too slow. We'll be here for 4 hours, bro. But I rather just, take our time with it sometimes. And these days the market's not open. Like we're not trading right now anyway, right? Like the trading hours are closed for us. We're not dumb to, sorry, we're not, I don't want to call y'all dumb, but we're not trying to get in moves in late New York and get trapped in accumulation, worry about Asian open. Like, no. So
My microphone has changed to MacBook Air microphone.
okay, you should be able to hear me. I think my audio is just messing up a minute. My headphones desynced. Okay, so looking at BXY, let's see. This is that pound index, and we did see that crucial gap on those pound pairs right at the open. There we go. When I turn my Heikin-Ashi candles off, we can clearly see the nice fat gap. And a lot of people were selling, this last week. A lot of people speculated this going to reverse. Not saying that it hasn't, but that can bring a lot of sellers on board, right? And what do the market like to do? They like to gut them. And we have to remember that their fundamentals play a part in the market. We talked about this last week with Neo, who is, I guess you call him our UK correspondent. He's out there. It's different when you live in a country and you really have your pulse to it. Like the market is one thing, it's virtual, we're connected to it. But, there's something about, me being able to walk outside, look at the moon on my walk and be like, yeah, it's a new moon. Yeah, they're gonna dump this. And then I go to the store, which I did yesterday, and I look at all the toilet paper is gone, hysteria. And I say, okay, yeah, they're creating a fake demand. Let's see how this is gonna affect the market, right? So it's like having your pulse to your culture, your society can actually affect your trading in positive ways. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not in the UK. I don't have my post on Brexit. I'm not doing that. Not to say there's anything wrong doing it. I'm just not personally, right? But that's why I have like friends like Neo, and we talk about these things, and he is able to express like, okay, this is going on with their legislation, etc. So just kind of want to connect. Like it's a lot that goes into trading, like holistically. Like you can use the fundamentals, you can use them, right? You can use what's going on in the world. You get this feeling, that you get this intuition for how the market's going to move. Like with me, like even with my cryptos, and my bad, I didn't mean to rant. Me with my cryptos, like I have them long-term investment, but I could just like look at what's going on the dollar, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, my cryptos are gonna do this. Or I could look at the balance in my crypto account and know what the structure. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just that pullback, right? Like, so you get this intuition, you get this experience, and it only comes, in my opinion, you just do this every day. Like you just show up every day, you trade, you look for trades, you talk about trades. Like, even if you're not profiting, or you're not profiting how you want, like just stick around in the game, and like I'm telling you, good things will happen, right? Opportunity meets preparation. But none of that's nothing if you don't keep your risk proper, right? So let's see. Okay, Mike, no worries that your Mike's mic won't work. Market maker out to get him, as Jim said. But just keep up in the chat, bro. Like we really appreciate your input. So yeah, just back to the BXY. A lot of people always talking in terms of what people are doing. So I can do the opposite. Speculate that was that peak. Shift it out, right? We got our shift. Look how that, my Hakinashi filled it in, but we came right back up. But we haven't approached that high yet. So this still could be our peak high, right? So I'm not sure on this one. I would say really be careful with the pound. But I mean, shoot, just just take your setup if you see it. I'll see what I see when I look at the pairs itself. Let's look at yen. See, I got classes on all of these. Okay. Um, all right, so yen been, just kind of ranging around, stopping around, just working this area. Very, very rangy, I guess you could call it. But it does look like it's working up, right? Even though it's very like sideways, it does look like it's working up. Now, I would speculate that this could, that people could be buying off here, like investing in the yen. It definitely trapped buyers up here and immediately and aggressively shifted against them. And now it looks like it may be, even eventually working back up there. I do see current potential buyer traps here. So, we could see something play out like where it goes like something like that, right? Like stopping out this area and maybe not approaching this area. It is in that in between area. Let's see. This does look like an obvious place people could sell off of. Above it, came back down, just kind of playing around. So we'll come back to this one. Yep, like a wedge. Yep, I was gonna draw a wedge for sure. Okay, let's go show Mike's. Oh, that's the other thing, y'all. Like if y'all want to share y'all chart, but you don't want to talk, just put the trading view link and we'll put it on the screen and we can discuss it. So this is what Mike said about DXY. And if your chart is fugly and crazy, it don't matter. Just share that boy, get over it, and talk about it, man. Like, who cares? Like, I swear my charts were so trash when I started, and I was getting clowned, but I didn't care, and I got better, right? Yeah, I did care. Okay, it's a lot. Yeah, that looks good, bro. That looks good. Maybe they break that range a little more aggressively. I'm not sure, but I was thinking like just because maybe it want to really gut them good, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll wait. At the end of the day, we're gonna wait for our signals, our own signals to buy or sell. But I like that a lot, brother. We have very similar ideas on it, which makes me. Oh, the black one was your monthly moving average. Okay, okay. Yeah, but I like how we had similar ideas. I mean, there's so much going on there, trap wise, liquidity wise. I like, put these stories together. So yeah, it's kind of my story for yen. What we'll do is we'll finish going over my index list and then we'll look at gold and GU and then we'll call it, okay? So here go CAD. And this boy has just been, super bullish, since here. which was flash crash, Trump stop punt for COVID or whatever you want to call it. But we should all be able to see big ass Wu-Tang W, right? But woo. All right. So, I mean, the more you just break this down, get the market down, look at it, you get more experience with it. Um, a lot of us already know this in here. A lot of us are still trying to find our footing or figure out how to get good at trading, because like we know it takes work, we know it takes time, but it's like, what does that encompass, right? What work am I doing? Right? How do I back test? What hours do I trade? All of those things. So, you spend your time on a chart, you see what other traders are doing, and you do what you can. You find your path, you find your way. So that's what we can do as traders, find our way, right? So this one's just been super bullish. Dollar's been super bearish. So if you've been selling UCAD, like kudos to you, right? But just kind of note, I like to note little things along the way. Note how these trend lines are working, right? Because when it's happening, people are seeing this, right? So they're seeing trend line. They even see this downtrend line on the macro, how it's getting worked, how it's bouncing off it. That can be a confirmation to buy to some. So even though, the Canadian dollar bullish, it has to accumulate some, right? So boom, got them. And on the micro side of things, maybe we draw that, maybe draw this. So what does that do? Even though we're bullish, give people a reason to sell. Maybe they thought that was the peak high, trend line breakout, continue down, but nope, we actually continue up. So once again, it will repeat itself. And that's why I like to wait for it to break out of these traps. Even when it's going in the direction that I want them to trap the other way. So boom, too many, everyone buying again. So then you could do this again. Can draw your, see, so it was support. Now it turned resistance, as well as we had this perceived downtrend for the trader to draw. And you know what I call that? Trap zone. All right, so they will have reasons to sell in this bullish market, and we just wait. We wait for, and you see, this is what I'm saying, like when I give those examples, how price will trap, and then it gives you this bullish momentum. So you could buy, but it comes back to an area where people could sell. So you can take your second leg micro W here and experience literally no drawdown and just ride the move. And once the move happened, if you miss it there, like that's what I'm saying, you can miss it at different areas, that's okay, but you need to kind of use like a fresh trap to get back in. So like here, I wouldn't get in, but yeah, you could, and then speculate, yup, if it's gonna reverse, it's gonna come back to the high, and then boom, it reverse off the high, boom, and then what that do, trap sellers, boom, but then don't let them out here, boom, and then what do we do? Boom, okay? So once again, that uptrend breaks out of the uptrend, retail jump on, retail confirmation, and then you will notice this pattern a lot. Like, not to just get into straight pattern recognition, but this pattern is trap shift against so fast. And you might not catch that, which is fine, but what do? Just wait for it. So I'm showing y'all how I get in the market, of course. So boom, I missed that move, but I'll let it just kind of pull back and then start to accumulate. And I would get in here, right? Or if not, get in on one of these pullbacks here. But the idea is that traders got trapped here, shifted against them, pull back, because it can't just go up. We got to take the stairs. We know that. So now we're here. Super overextended, which is fine. Sorry. Got my one tool on. Okay. And you know, this would really make sense why we saw, put that all together and then go look at what we saw in UCAT today. We saw that shift out of that area, right? See? And it makes sense. Look how bearish it's been. Look how, let's look to the past. Let's see. Okay. So we came back to a zone that had been used September 2018. Okay. All right, let's check the chat. Let's wrap this up in 10. Okay, massive signature, another huge wedge. Yep. If you put DMAs, yeah, I'm not gonna throw them on. You put them on, yeah, you'll be like, oh. Yeah, and that's the thing, Mike. Like, you see everything I did, like, I didn't need to use any type of DMA, EMA, any of that, right? But let me just throw on what I like to use. You know, like, and you see how when we talk about these traps, right? Like this thing, this type of structure, this type of structure, this type of structure. You should start to recognize that pattern where it's an aggressive shift, inducing, stopping out, and then it pulls back. But it's not just the pattern itself, right? It's the idea on where you speculate the currency wants to work to, what price is going to do, and you mix that with the traps, with the price action, and you say, oh, this is an opportunity. It's that simple. Like it's a adjusted mindset from just thinking like it's a battle against the market maker and they trapped me and they're coming for the sellers, you know, because when you kind of think like that, that can get you in, you know, almost like a victim mentality, right? So it's more so we want to just see what the market is doing, what the currency is doing, and take trades that align with that, get in a good price, right? Get in that good number. And just notice how, like, well, this one didn't give us a false cross at all. So, you know, even this pullback, sorry, we'll kind of mark some clear entries. These are 1 hour entries, but you know, like these areas here, it's actually the same areas I was showing you without EMAs. And that should kind of blow your mind a little, right? So this is where I would get in on these bearish pullbacks. And, you know, the stop losses are going to be crazy. It's crazy low. So yeah, this one was so big that it did give us a false cross there. I mean, you could have tried to sell this. I would not recommend it. Could have sold here, you know, for a little wick fill if you want, something like that. But, you know, that's not the overall direction. We wait for this. You know, get in on these type of candles. That would be a perfect entry. Ranging. Yeah, this would have been a tough area to get in. Yet, you know, our DMAs, EMAs, whatever, stay strong, right? Imagine entering on that candle. Now, obviously, ain't gonna always happen like that. These retests, these are good entries, guys. See, you could like get in here, but as you see, it's like a little overextended, right? Like if you can't tell it just by your eye, you can look at EMAs. Like one thing to note is how spread out they are. Just pay attention to the ranging of price. So, you know, here was a week of ranging. Okay. All right. So cool. Let's see if it's all working in concert. Factory. All right. So we'll do GU, we'll do gold, and we out. All right. So yeah, so that was the gap. If you've been under a rock and you're not paying attention to what's going on in the market. Like every trader in here should know that this gapped, right? I'm not saying you needed to be on the charts like at the open or you need to even trade GU, but if you're a trader, you need to know what's going on, right? So we should all know about that gap. And I mean, what does that look like, man? It looks like that nice buyer trap I talk about. It's just gapped. I mean, seller trap, right? So that was an accident, but I actually kind of like that. So could have trapped the sellers down there actually, but damn, it's just pull back aggressive. So right now it looks like a straight sell again. So I think that the pound is effing around. It will have some trade opportunities, but I would be careful. Like it does look like it got, I don't know, it looked like it got whipsaw vibes, right? But we speculate that traders got screwed over, gapped over the weekend, got caught down here. We got back up, stopped them out, did not come back to the high as of yet. So we could say it's still respecting the high. And now it's sitting on a support. And I know it's not the best trend line because like the tap was so far, but it could be sitting on that area. Do look like they were just trying to get buyers on board once we got up here. Like more reasons to buy, more reasons to buy. This is where I use the nexus point sometimes. So I think it's like gonna sell, but it just got traders over the weekend. But I do have a seller's bias on this, at least for now. And it could work in concert, like how me and Mike were saying, you know, DXY gonna do some inducing, and then it, you know, it could continue up, right? But we'll see. I'm gonna like most likely leave pound alone for the week. Hey, Chims, you still around, bro? Do some corresponding on gold with me.
Yeah, bro. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay.
What's up, guys? What is up? How is everything, bro?
What up, big boss? I'm chilling, brother. Glad you made it. I see you active in here. You're not taking no days, no weeks off, huh? You got goals. Feel me? Uh, Anthony.
Indeed, bro. Sure.
Oh, no, go ahead, bro. What'd you say?
I said for sure.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so do you want to share your screen, or you want me to do how we normally do?
How we normally do. Like most of the time is like I come on close to the end of the call, so
All
for me
right.
to do all of that stuff is like a whole lot. And I have nothing marked up on my trading view. I don't use trading view. I use strictly MetaTrader 4 and MT5 on every
Oh,
single
okay.
device.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, but I mean, we only using TradingView. I mean, are you marking up charts in TradingView?
Nope.
Because you don't. Yeah. See, that's the thing. When we sharing ideas, that's what we got to mark up. But
Exactly.
I feel you. Like you're just trading. You don't need to mark up. You know what you're doing. So I salute that. But yeah, why don't you just take me through what you're seeing, and then I'll try to graphically represent it.
On the 1 hour time frame, you can identify an obvious buyer strap. There's a structure that exactly you can see it. It looks like a head and shoulder pattern. You can see where all those wicks are down. I bought this trade last week. Yeah, a little bit further down. Take the triangle, the rectangle, and drag it a bit down. Yeah, now bring down the top right there. Bring down the top right there, bro. You can see what the dealer is doing. He is spiking to this zone over and over and over and over and over. There's no way. I mean, this is way too obvious. There's no way that he is gonna move aggressively to the upside and continue going up off of that zone, because he already made the move off of that zone last week. So people expect it to go up off of that zone again. He's not gonna give them that easy money. He did that last week. He moved 300 and something pips from that zone last week, so that they will be excited when it gets back to this zone. They literally set it up. Weeks and weeks and weeks, like before anything happens, they set it up. What I see here is an obvious buyer's trap. What the dealer is doing, every time he comes in that area, or every time he came in that area, he did not stick around long. And he tapped the area 1, 2, draw some arrows, Alvin, so they can see where we mean. He just kept on tapping that area and working that area, bro. And now, exactly like something like what you're looking for the XY is what I'm looking for. I either expect him to induce one more time off of this zone and go back up to a high and reverse, or I expect him to accumulate, to consolidate on that zone so that they could think that it's strong and not break it. Because they tend to think for some reason that this is the exact concept they use. A 20-inch cement wall cannot be broken through that easily. That's what they use for support and resistance. I know it's like, what are they talking about? And when you speaking, because I can hear something in the background. Your mic is off, bro.
You hear me now?
You sound like you're on the other side of the world, bro. Literally. You sound far, bro. I could barely hear like anything you're saying.
How about now? Any better?
Yeah, a bit better, bro.
Bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
Hang on. Let me.
All right, how about now? I'm good?
Yeah, that's much better than before.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. All right, continue on.
Right, bro. But the concept they use is that the more it taps, the stronger it becomes. And it's like a 20-inch concrete wall. It's harder to break through a 20-inch concrete wall than a 5-inch concrete wall. So the more taps there is to it, the stronger it becomes. That is what they said. But time after time after time again, we've seen them lose to this concept. Time after time again, we've seen these things fail, these structures fail. A lot of people want to know how we know if the trap is valid. Honestly, we don't know straight off the bat.
Right.
We can only know based off of what the dealer is doing. We don't predict that it's gonna crash right there, right now. We wait. We can only wait to see how he reacts off of the trap. I mean, I could be wrong, but we already know that when the dealer does a specific amount of things together, because he always does a specific amount of things together, he has his own signature move. So right before he moves, we already know it's like when you're pitching, if you're playing baseball and you're pitching, the guy that's gonna throw the ball, he tells the guy that is catching the ball exactly where to go to catch it. So when the dealer moves like that, we're like the guy that's gonna catch the ball. When he's ready to pitch, he shows us, and we automatically know where to move to catch the ball so that we can catch the move. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that analogy.
Yeah. So this is my analysis for gold. I expect price to induce, and I like to see price induce to the EMA. Preferably my EMA that I use now is mostly the 25 EMA because I find that I could get in the moves that happen way faster with that without as much chop.
The 24 is one of those sacred numbers, you know, like 24, 48, 96, like they're seen in nature. So I would speculate that's a fire EMA, bro.
Yeah, bro, for
like
sure.
we said, any of them will work, right? You would agree? Like
Definitely, bro. I've tried, bro. I put on the 500 EMA and showed guys already that it works. It doesn't matter. The entry is the only thing that's gonna change.
okay. What do you think about
There's also,
today during Asian? What do you make of that?
pardon me?
You see that candle I just circled?
Yes, sir.
I just want to know what you made of that. Just grabbing some
Breakout fairly. Zone. You see exactly where that candle is, bro. There's a zone right there, a break and retest zone. A break and retest zone. Yeah, boom, perfect. Anyone that sold there got screwed over. That's all that means to me. Anyone that trades break and retest that was willing to get on that move, what the dealer did was he moved aggressively to stop them. Basically, he stopped hunted the zone before continuing to sell. If you get what I'm saying, so that they won't be able to partake in that move. And if they were in the move, they would get stopped out. And in doing that, he also induced breakout buyers to buy. So he trapped liquidity in that area, and he's now shifting away from that area. Well, he shifted away already, but he's now going down to trap even more liquidity. What I feel is going to happen is that he's going to trap liquidity on both ends, and he's going to do something like a double stop hunt. And that gets even professional traders. And I mean, it's early in the week, so we can see something devastating. And plus, we have the Fed's interest rate coming up this Wednesday. So the dealer might just wait until then, trap liquidity until then, and do something wicked that is just going to hurt everyone and just leave persons stunned.
Yo, look at that manipulation, bro. Look at how it's a wick. Like, look at like, I don't know manipulation for sure, but you look at that, you're like, what the heck? That should look crazy. Okay.
That structure looks so awkward, bro, but we don't make the rules. They do, so we have to abide.
So, yeah, like I was saying, like, you know, we don't know exactly what they're doing. Like, we can't see their manual and their moves, but like I was saying about those footprints or like the evidence that they leave, like you start to see it the more you put in. But yeah, thanks, bro. We're gonna go ahead and close off. I just wanted to pull up news for people that haven't looked at it, because you know you mentioned interest rates. We do have FOMC on Wednesday for the dollar, and you know that's an infamous
Yep.
For whipsawing. So you know maybe we get something like that on gold on Wednesday.
Bro, quickly before you said, you remember there was a time back that price, I think price moved like 800 and something pips. It was one interest rate, Fed's interest rate. It was a perfect trade, bro. I can't even remember the date. It was a while ago, though. I think it was last year. Wow, I caught the move, though. That was when I was practicing something. I caught the move, though. That move was tremendous.
Were you journaling your trades back then?
I don't even think I can find that because I had so much, like, I have so much different charts backed up that I had to delete some when I switched devices, and it was devastating. But I think it should still be in the Forex chat, though, somewhere in the chat. I remember sending it in the chat. If you can
stumble on it, try to, you know, reshare it, because, you know, like we're talking about history repeating itself. So yeah, if you can, go ahead and pop that back in the chat for us.
they did something so wicked. They stopped hunting to the upside for Fed's interest rate to induce everyone to buy in, and they stalled around there for like 30 seconds. And then in like a split second, they fell. I mean, they fell so aggressively. No one was able to get in that wasn't in before.
Right.
And then after they fell aggressively in one candle, they made history. And then they pulled back after that and stopped to everyone slowly but surely.
Damn. Okay. All right, let me let's see. Sounds like NFP. That's what Mike was saying. When it did something, right? When he did something. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and call it. We've been in here over an hour. Not gonna keep y'all any longer. Shout out. Just gonna shout out, Igor, Edgar, Andre. What's up? Good. I'm glad to see you in here, bro. Caleb, Elijah, Chims, man, keep killing it. Shelton, Sus, Junior, Jim, Jean, Jake. We got a lot of people in here. Cornell, Charles. If y'all need me, hit me up. You already know we got so much going on. We got the Traders Library on Teachable. We got book, just a lot. So I try to keep up with it. Keep up with me. Peace.